All right, perfect. Good morning, everybody. I'm finally back. I know I've been gone for a while. I went on an awesome spiritual retreat. It was amazing. I'll be happy to tell you guys all about it. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get our video shared, get some music on in the background, and then we'll get started. Let's go ahead and share that. There we go. And now let's get some music. One thing at a time. I'm so excited to be back, be here for the lives, get some card readings going. Love being back in like my space, but I definitely do miss Arizona, although it was kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there we go. We got our music, we got our banner. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jade, and I'm the founder of Soul Searchers. What we do normally is Tuesday, Thursday morning oracle card readings for the collective, some individual card pulls, just, kind of like a message for the day kind of thing. If you don't really know what oracle cards are or you haven't done this before, please feel free to ask questions. I'm always happy to answer. Good morning, Kevin. How are you? But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you're watching the replay, please comment #replay. And again, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I will see them later, and I will respond. All right, so let's get going. Just got back to Cali. Dang, you were on a long trip, Kevin. Are you happy to be back in California, or are you just kind of like wishing you were still on vacation? Okay. Get all my decks situated. I brought a lot of them with me on my my trip to Arizona, to Angel Valley. So I'm like getting resituated. Good morning, Haley. Okay, which also, if you guys haven't been to Angel Valley, it is just absolutely amazing. Highly recommend. Good morning, Sherry. I miss you too. Oh, I miss you already. It's crazy. I miss everybody. The group that I was with in Angel Valley, guys, was just wonderful. I had an amazing time. I feel so much more just connected, and I just feel awesome. Yes, long drive, 4 days. You're going on another vacation already, Kevin? That's awesome. Good morning, Elena. How are you, dear? Oh, we got those candles, and they smell amazing. Good morning, Rachel. So for those of you who don't know, Rachel here in the comments, she is actually, she was the facilitator of this spiritual retreat I went on, and it was just absolutely amazing. If you haven't been on one, I highly recommend it. I think she has another one coming up in October, right, Rachel? That one's in Texas, though. But if you haven't done a spiritual retreat just to take care of yourself, I highly recommend it. It's amazing. It offers so much growth, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Just 100% recommend. Aw, thank you, Rachel. I just woke up like an hour ago, so I'm not sure if I'm like glowing, but I'll take it. Okay. Also, and if you guys are interested in like soy candles and stuff, Elena has a soy candle business, and her candles smell amazing. So again, highly recommend. I'm in love with everything in life right now, guys. I just can't even explain to you. But Rachel, Elena, if you guys want to post your links in the comments for anybody who's interested, please do. And I'm going to get started on shuffling these cards for the collective. This morning, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Angels in Your Biz Oracle deck by Emily Aarons. This one right here. I'm feeling very drawn to them this morning. Get some water. Oh, that's another thing, guys. Arizona is hot. On Monday, like the last day I was there, it was like 115. It was crazy. Woo. It is actually, Elena. So all weekend, all I kept saying was, I love this. I love that. I love everything. And I'm just in love with life right now. I love literally everything. It's insane. Like all weekend, just, I love it. I'm sure I'll get on my own nerves at some point, but right now I'm just feeling way too good. Just being so connected, and just the experience in Arizona and Angel Valley, it was amazing. It really was. And I think the people that you go on a retreat with like really make a difference. And even though it was a smaller group, I think it was absolutely perfect for us. So highly recommend. All right, let's see. What do we have for the collective this morning? Oh, also, let me know if you guys can hear the music, if it's too loud, too quiet, what have you. I'm not really sure what it sounds like on your end. This guy. Healing. Ooh, I love it. All right. So our first card for the collective this morning is healing. Schedule healing work. And it's the number 7. I love that. So, see, Elena, I'm already saying it. I love that. But anyways, it's so important to take care of yourself. And especially, in stressful situations, the world itself is kind of stressful right now. We're going through an overall spiritual awakening and up leveling as a collective. And change is uncomfortable. Change is stressful. But if you're taking care of yourself and your body, your mind, taking care of yourself spiritually, you're going to feel so much better. So I don't know if you've had Reiki, some energy work, definitely recommend doing that. If you have the ability to go on some kind of retreat, 100% recommend. I just got back, so I'm going to be saying that for a while. I'm like, just go do it. I just think it'd be so amazing for everyone. It was a huge, just transformational experience for me and for everyone else that was there. And I feel like, if you have the opportunity, you should take it. I know I didn't think I was going to be able to go with, COVID and everything, and all the things going on, financially for everyone. Like I was bartending for a while, and I had to stop bartending because of, COVID, and I live with someone who's, compromised. So, I don't want to risk that. And it was a huge, huge thing. I didn't think I was going to be able to go, but the universe makes it happen, guys. It really does. So if you have the opportunity, do that. If you don't, take care of yourself at home, not just face masks and bubble baths. I know I say this all the time. But, if you have time to just take like an hour for yourself, relax, read a book, do some painting, just listen to some music, whatever genuinely calms you, relaxes you, makes you feel good, and make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Like our body is made up of mostly water. And if you're thirsty, you're probably dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, you're not moving as well. You're not, as vibrant is the only word I can think of right now. But our first card, like I said, for the collective this morning is healing, schedule healing work. And healing isn't always physical either. If you have stuff in your past, if you have, traumatic events, things like that, make sure that you're taking time for yourself to process those things. Because when you just push them down, it really affects you in the long run, not just in this moment. So again, for the collective, schedule healing work, take time for yourself individually for healing, and just take care of yourself. It's such an important part of life. Okay. Elena, I'm so serious. I'm not even kidding. That's going to be me from like now on, at least for the next few weeks. That's going to be it. I'm be like, I love it. I love that. I love this. I just love everything. Elaine, did you? No, I didn't get around to all of them. The physical one was like super cold, which is awesome. But like the heart and mind one was kind of warm, and I can't do, if it's hot outside, I can't do like warm water. Like I need everything to be cold, and it was just so hot. And like I love dry heat. I'm so glad it wasn't humid. I probably would have died if it was humid, but it was amazing. But no, I didn't get around to all of them. But Angel Heart did explain them to us, and like, you know, the whole purification and everything. It was really cool. It was absolutely amazing. And the labyrinth was beautiful. I saw a tarantula, like a big ass tarantula. It was insane. And a little baby scorpion. I'd never seen a scorpion in my life before. And it was insane. I can't. I'm not a bug person. Like looking back, I'm like, oh, that was kind of cool. But in the moment, man, was I scared. Oh my goodness. I had like these like electronic candles because we were like doing a thing and it was dark out. We were like setting them up and everything. I about dropped everything when I saw that little scorpion. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, oh my God. It was crazy. But it was really cool. It was just an overall really great experience. And, you know, Rachel was awesome with like the meditations and the Kundalini and like a lot of the processing work that we were doing and just having a lot of fun. It was really awesome. So, anywho, okay. I'm probably going to be gushing about this retreat forever. It was just a wonderful experience. But I need to focus. Okay, what does the collective need to hear and from what deck? Okay, so our next deck for our messages for the collective this morning is going to be the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, which is one of my faves. Let's see what we got. Oops. Okay. Yeah, Elena, Angel Heart was wonderful. And Michael, when he came to talk to us on like our first day, like our first official day there, I swear he just like magically knew my life. I was like, how do you know these things about me? It was crazy, but also really cool. And we had some wild experiences. It was awesome. Okay. Ooh. I'm like dropping stuff everywhere. Okay, let's see what we got. What does the collective need to hear this morning? I love this. All right. I know it's hard not to gush over it. Did you look up what those animals meant? No. So when we first got there, we saw this little baby deer. It was absolutely beautiful. And I've never been so close to a deer and it not like run away. So I'm like getting my stuff, going to get like situated in my room and everything. And this deer is just chilling there. Just this little baby deer, just hanging out, just staring at me. And I'm like, okay, hey. And we all ran into that little deer like a couple of times, and it was super cute. And we looked that up. There was one day that there's these like little lizards everywhere, and literally one after the other, like 7 of them crossed my path, and I was like, okay, I have to look that up. It was crazy. It was so wonderful. And the food, even though it was, you know, all vegetarian and vegan and everything, was actually really good. It was amazing. Like if they come out with a cookbook, I'm buying it. That's happening. Just the whole experience in and of itself was just super positive. Okay, anywho, so the next card for the collective is the Flamingo Spirit. Embrace the in-between, which again, super important. A lot of times as human beings, we get very hooked on where we're at, like where we want to be versus where we're at right now. And we forget like how far we've come. We forget that, you know, yes, we want to be way over here in the future and at this awesome endpoint. But where you're at right now in life, in this in-between space between where you started and where you want to be, is an amazing place to be. because you've made all this progress. You've done so much to get to where you're at right now. And everything you've been through has been divinely orchestrated, divinely guided. You've gone through everything for a reason, to bring you to where you are at right now. And yes, we have this end goal where we want to be, who we want to be, the experiences we want to have. But where you're at right now is important too, because that is a step in the journey to where you're meant to be. And the moment that you're in this exact second, where you're at, who you are, is exactly what it's supposed to be. You are exactly who you're meant to be in this moment. And when we're so focused on the future and where we want to be and that we're not there yet, and we get so down about not being at that end goal, we forget to truly embrace where we're at. We forget to, stop, smell the roses, enjoy this moment, enjoy who you are right now, and just be who you are. This in-between phase is so important to your growth, to your up leveling, and is going to help you in your future experiences. Without where you're at right now, you're not going to get to where you want to be, right? So just embrace it, enjoy it, live in the moment, and understand that everything is happening for you in this moment, and you're where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So again, for the collective, the second card for the day is the Flamenco Spirit. Embrace the in-between. Good morning, Angelique. How are you, dear? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. I will be sending you all that information on tarot and everything today. My travel plans got a little bit switched up on the way back. I ended up staying an extra day to explore Sedona and visit the shops and stuff. I found this absolutely wonderful shop. It was called Crystal Magic, and they had so many different gemstones. They had singing bowls. They had the crystal bowls, wind chimes, so many books, different oracle and tarot decks. It was just a beautiful store, and I got an aura photo taken, and that was cool. If you haven't done that, definitely recommend that too. Hi, Sheila. I miss you already. So it was just an awesome experience. Woo, I'm dropping stuff again, guys. It's the only downside to having little tiny hands. I drop everything. So, and I finally found some jade stones. So everywhere I look, I have such a hard time finding them. A lot of people try and pass off serpentine or green aventurine as jade. And I mean, you can kind of tell the difference if you know. And so I'm at the store and I finally find one, and I was so excited. So in case you guys don't know, this is what a jade stone looks like. It's super pretty. It's not that extra bright green that you see a lot. Normally that's aventurine if it's really bright, or it's fake, or it's dyed, or whatever. But I was really excited to be able to find it. They didn't have any jewelry, unfortunately, but it was pretty cool. Okay, doing beautifully. Whenever you have time, it's great with me. Yeah, no problem, babe. Everything's been crazy, and I was gone, and it was insane. Hold on one second. I don't know what happened to that crystal I just dropped. I'll find it in a minute. I'm not too worried about it. I think it was one of my grounding crystals. It's fine. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do another for the collective, and then I'll start doing individuals. Just so you guys know what decks I have right now. I have the Star Seed Oracle deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle, the Angels in Your Biz Oracle deck by Emily Aarons, the Work Your Light Oracle deck, the Archangel Gabriel deck. I don't know if you can see that very well. My manifestation deck, the Super Attractor deck, and the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card deck. So if you have a preference, if you'd like a card, please let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull another one for the collective and drink some water. let's see. Which cards do I want to use for the collective? The Work Your Light. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. What does the collective need to hear this morning? Oops. All right. All right, so the card that I pulled for the collective is Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Now, gentlemen, or anyone else in between, this doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be a woman for this to apply to you, okay? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. It's a balance, right? And it's so important to be aware of that, but also to understand that everyone's soul is calling them to something. We each have a purpose. We each have a reason for being here. It might be different for you than it is for me, but you still have a purpose. Excuse me, okay? So this is really about, what is your soul calling you to do? What is it time for you to step up and start making moves towards, right? What is it that truly lights your soul on fire, excites you, makes you happy? What is it that you really feel you are meant to be doing? We have a habit of really over-analyzing and thinking too much and getting really stuck in our ego mind, our human mind, and we kind of drown out our soul and our heart, and we know, kind of push it away and don't really hear it when it's telling us, like, hey, this is what we should be doing. This is what makes us happy. This is what excites us. This is what we're meant to be doing. And we get really stuck in that kind of like that, like merry-go-round of life, like that hamster wheel. Okay, so what is your soul and your heart calling you to do? What is it that truly excites you, that makes you happy, not just content, not just kind of like, all right, this will work, but genuinely happy, right? What is it that you know, you think about doing it and you smile, and it's an unconscious kind of thing that you're just happy when you think about it, when you're doing it, when you're experiencing whatever it is. So what is your soul calling you to do, and why haven't you started yet? What's holding you back? You know, figure that out and get going. It's time. Your guides, angels, archangels, ancestors, universal energy, whatever you choose to believe in, they're calling you to listen. Listen to your soul, listen to your heart, step up and start doing what it is that excites you and makes you truly happy. Hi, Jenna. Elena, angels in your biz and angels and ancestors, please. Absolutely, love. I will, here, let me type in the PayPal. It is PayPal.me/ oops. All right. There you go, Elena. And if anybody else would like to send a donation, you're more than welcome to. No pressure. I typically in the mornings I do the free one card pulls, but you're always more than welcome to send a donation. I'm not going to say no. All right. Okay, Elena, angels in your biz. All right, and if anybody else would like a card, please let me know. I am happy to pull one for you. Like I said, I have a bunch of decks. They're all available. If you have a preference, let me know. Or if you just want me to pull what I'm drawn to, I can do that too. Okay. What does Elena need to hear this morning? Okay. All right, Elena. Overthinking. Get out of your head and into your heart. So I'm not sure what the situation is, not sure what's going on, but your guides, angels, whatever you choose to believe in, they want you to stop overthinking it, stop overanalyzing. Just like I was saying a little bit ago, we tend to get really stuck in our head and the details and on that kind of hamster wheel. And we go down the rabbit hole of like, well, what about this? And what about that? And what if I'm making the wrong decision? Or, what's the best way to do this? And we get really stuck and we kind of hinder ourselves from moving forward. So for you, my dear, it's just stop overthinking it. Don't overanalyze it. Just kind of just do it. And everything will start to fall into place and you'll start to figure it out as you go. So whatever the case may be, whatever the situation, I'm not sure, but it sounds like you're overthinking it a bit, and it's time to step out of that and listen to your heart and what feels right, because you have the answers. Whatever it is that you're questioning, that you're doubting, that you're unsure of, you have the answers. They are inside of you. You know what you should be doing. You know what is right for you, what is right for your business. It's just time to move forward and take that leap of faith and just do it, because everything is going to fall into place. You are supported by your guides and angels, and you're not going to fall. You're not going to fall on your face. You're not going to fall on your butt. They're going to support you. They're going to catch you. You just have to kind of take that action. So I hope that makes sense. That is your card, my dear. Let me know. Let me know if that resonates. And I will go ahead and pull your other card from the other deck. Jenna, my dear, do you have a preference of deck or just whatever? Did you see which ones I have? Do you want me to show them again? Let me know. Drop a comment. Okay. And Elena. Okay, what else does Elena need to hear this morning? All right. Your next card, Elena, my dear, is the Sage. Be devoted and committed. So again, with overthinking and, kind of overanalyzing, getting stuck in your head, we tend to kind of slow ourselves down and halt ourselves on taking action, because we're like, well, I can't do anything yet because I have to figure this out. I can't, make any moves because I'm not sure. But it's time to get out of your head, start following your heart, listening to your soul, understanding that you are on the right path, but also to, when you're taking those actions, make sure that you're consistent and that you're truly committed to listening to your heart, to following your soul path and doing what it is that feels right for you. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. But your second card, like I said, my dear, is to be devoted and committed. But also be devoted and committed to yourself. Not just your business, not just your path, but yourself. A lot of times, especially, as women, not that men don't do this too, but women, we tend to be the nurturers and the caretakers of everyone else. And we kind of let our own care fall to the side. And I just really want to tell you to also be devoted and committed to yourself and taking care of yourself and loving yourself. And realizing that although, yes, you have all this other stuff going on, you have a career, you're a wife, soon you're a mother, don't forget about yourself. Don't lose yourself in everything else. Don't lose yourself on your path, on your journey. And remember to give yourself that care as well. Be just as devoted to yourself as you are to everything else in life. So that's your card. I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. Let me know. And Jenna, yes, I can show them again, my dear. So we have the Starseed Oracle. We have the Spirit Animal Oracle. We have the Angels in Your Biz Oracle. The Work Your Light. Archangel Gabriel. Angels and Ancestors. And the Super Attractor deck. Which is more geared towards like manifesting the things that you want in your life, manifesting in general, which really everything in our lives is manifested, but that's a whole nother rant. So let me know, my love. Okay. And if anybody else watching would like a card, let me know. Drop a comment. I'm happy to pull one for you. Okay. Okay, Jenna, Angels and Ancestors. Perfect. All right. Jenna. Sherry, I would love an angel card. Okay, Sherry, do you want the Angels and Ancestors or the Archangel Gabriel card? Let me know. Okay, Jenna. Jenna. Okay. All right, Jenna. Your card is the Druid. Hold the space. Okay. So you're probably like, what the hell does that mean? And that's okay. A lot of times as human beings, like I said earlier, we get very caught up in all the things that we're doing, all the roles that we play in our lives. And we have a tendency to try and fix everything and try and, change stuff and make everybody happy and do all these things. But sometimes you need to take a step back and realize that it's not your job to rescue everybody. It's not your job to save everybody. It's not your job to change people or get them to change themselves, but simply to hold that space for them and let them know, hey, I'm here. If you need to talk, if you need someone to listen, if you need, support, mentally, emotionally, moral support, but don't take on everyone else's struggles, right? And then on top of that, hold space for yourself. We get very caught up in everything and we get very hard on ourselves. We get very down on ourselves because, like I said, we're not exactly where we want to be. We feel like, I've done all this, I've come so far, and why am I not happy? Why am I not enjoying life? Why am I not, feeling fulfilled, right? And it's very damaging to our mental, emotional, and like spiritual state. It's very low vibration. And we have to remember to have compassion for ourselves. And I think that that's something that you need to remember, is to hold that space for yourself and to have that compassion, to have that understanding that, okay, you've come so far, you've gotten to this place in life, and all right, it may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be, but what is it that's making you feel that way? What is it that isn't fulfilling for you? What is it that you can do for yourself to change that, right? And understand that everyone else around you is not your responsibility. It's not your job to fix their issues. Just hold that space for them and let them know that, you're there for them out of unconditional love. But it's not your job to take care of them. It's, how do I put it? Okay, so a good metaphor that I heard recently was lighthouses, right? Lighthouses, they're on the shore, they shine their light for everyone. They let them know that they're there, they're on the shore, watch out for rocks, all that good stuff. But they don't go out to sea to bring people back in. They don't go out to meet them. They stay exactly where they're at, where they need to be and they let, those boats, everyone on the boats, whatever, come to them. And they're holding that space. They're shining their light to help, to support, but they're not going out and fixing everything. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me know. So again, your card, my dear, is the Druid, and hold the space. And I think it's important to really also focus on, like I said, holding that space for yourself and having that compassion and understanding for you, and not to be so hard on yourself. Yeah, because you're exactly where you need to be, and you know what lights you up, you know what makes you happy. It's just a matter of taking those steps and choosing to follow that for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. Makes perfect sense. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. All right. Sherry, the Gabriel cards. Perfect. Okay, let me. Sherry. And if you have questions, Jenna, or you need more clarification, please let me know. Okay. Sherry. What does Sherry need to hear this morning? Sherry, are you still here, my dear? Okay. So, Sherry, and for those of you who don't know, who may be new or don't really comment a lot, the comments are a little bit delayed. So whenever you comment, it takes a little bit for me to see it, but don't worry. As soon as I see it, if I've moved on, I will come back, and I won't forget about you. I won't miss it. I won't completely ignore it. I promise. Okay. So Sherry, your card, my dear, is blocks lifted. Previous obstacles came from fear, and they are now lifted away. I think this is very huge for you. This is so important. You're at a point where all of that fear that was holding you back, it's dissipating. Those blocks that were in place are starting to, like I said, dissipate. They're starting to disappear. They're starting to clear themselves because you've done the work, and you're still doing the work, and that's amazing. But understand that moving forward, it's time to move out of trust, move out of understanding, and really trust the universe, trust your guides, that everything is going to happen the way that it is meant to happen. Your experiences will come to you in a way that's meant for you to understand that exactly when you're ready. And I think it's important to also mention not to put pressure on yourself for things to turn out a certain way, or for your experiences to be a certain way. We get very caught up in, well, I've done all this and this should be happening and I should be this way. And there's a lot of should be's and expectations that we place on ourselves and the situations and the experiences that we have. And it's time to let those go too, right? That, the blocks that we put in place also have to do with our expectations, because we have this idea of the way things are meant to be, the way they're meant to turn out. And the universe doesn't always have that same idea, that same plan, right? Maybe that's not the way that, things are meant to come to you. So kind of trust that the universe, that your guides, your angels, they're making things happen in the right timing. They're making everything is divinely orchestrated, right? So understand that, those blocks that were in place out of fear, they're dissipating. but there's still work to be done. You've come so far and you're doing so amazing, and you're starting to trust, you're learning to trust, but don't let those expectations block you from that. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of trust the universe, trust the plan, trust that things are happening in the divine timing that they are meant to. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. But again, blocks lifted. Previous obstacles came from fear, and they are now lifted away. Okay, Angelique. Hey, service is horrible. Saw nothing, but I'll watch a little later. Okay, perfect. I will gladly pull you a card, my dear. Sherry. Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense. I'm glad that resonates. Yeah, I think that one's really important for you, Sherry. I think it's a confirmation that the work that you've been doing is it's working. You're making progress. You're making, you're taking those steps forward, and you're doing a great job. But don't forget to maintain that trust. And trust is hard. Trust is so hard. Especially when we get stuck in that logic, that mindset of, well, I need to know exactly how everything is going to happen, and I need to know when it's going to happen, and I have these expectations of what it's supposed to look like. We get very caught up in that, but that's our ego, that's our human mind, and kind of that fear, right? And that need for control. But that's not necessarily how the universe works. Something that a message that I received a long time ago was, stop trying to micromanage the universe. And that was huge for me. And it definitely made a big difference. I was like, wow, I really am trying to micromanage the universe and everything that's happening. And I realized that me trying to micromanage everything and trying to control the way things were turning out was just making me miserable, because we can't control everything. There's a divine plan, and we don't have control over that. We just have to trust that our actions are being divinely guided. Where we end up is exactly where we are meant to be, and everything that is happening is exactly what is meant to, and it is all for us. Everything that is meant for us will come to us. We just have to trust and understand that, it's going to happen the way it's meant to happen. So from, someone who 100% understands trying to control everything, I definitely think it's time to start working on letting go and trusting, and holding on to that trust that you've built so far, because you've put in the work. You've been putting in so much work. But hold on to that. Hold on to that trust for your guides, for the universal energy, that everything is going to happen the way it's meant to. Yes, it does. Thank you. You're very welcome. And I understand completely, 100%. So I'm glad that makes sense. I'm glad that resonates. I hope it helps. Okay, Angelique. Angelique, for you this morning, my dear, we're going to go with the Starseed Oracle. So I don't know if you still got me. I know you said your service is horrible, but if you're watching the replay, just let me know. Drop a comment. If you have questions, you're always welcome to message me about it. All right, let's see what we got. What does Angelique need to hear this morning? All right, Angelique. Ooh, I love this. Okay. For you, my dear, it is Star Bathing, Light Body, Crystal Grid, Transmission, and Activation. This is awesome. I just got really tingly. Okay, so, whew. It is important for you to know, my dear, that you are a being of light, like bright ass light. Okay, and I know you've said previously that crystals and gems and stuff, they're not really your thing. That's okay. They don't have to be. Um, but you are meant for more. And it's important, I think, to also note that words are hard. Okay, so your guides, spirit, source, angels, ancestors, whatever you choose to believe in, they're constantly around you. And it is time for you to start activating your gifts. It's time for you to start honing them and working on them and sharing that light. Yeah, and being in nature more, I think, is important for you. Specifically, walking barefoot in the grass, being under the stars, um, being out in a full moon, I think would be helpful for you. Yeah, sorry, I'm like, I've got a lot going on right now. um, it's so funny. Sorry, I get like these like tingly, like super tingly, and like my crown chakra and like my third eye, and sometimes it's a lot. Um, it's time for you to be activated. It's time for you to work on opening your chakras. It's time for you to open your heart, your third eye, and your crown is what I'm feeling. Specifically your crown chakra. Open yourself up to that energy, and really start working on the gifts that you have and being more open to them for yourself. Not necessarily for others. Like, yes, you still need to share your light and be that light, but it's important for you to start working on that. Does that make sense? Sorry, I know that was kind of odd, but I don't know if you've considered journaling. Sorry, I need to drink some water. I'm getting a lot right now. When I tell you this trip to Angel Valley was transformational, I'm not even kidding. I'm so much more open. It's insane. Um, but now it makes the tingling and the everything a lot more intense, which is weird. I didn't expect it to be this intense now that I'm back home. Um, yeah, it's time for you to work on your light, to be open, to open those chakras, to be more open to hearing from your guides, your ancestors, your angels, to be open to those messages. And if you haven't done journaling, I highly recommend it. Just kind of ground yourself, set that intention like, okay, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm ready to receive whatever messages it is that you have for me right now, whatever it is that you feel I need to be working on to be more open, and just start writing. I was actually thinking about journaling, although I normally don't do opening. It's consistent with that. Girl, I understand. It's something that I'm working on too. It's the whole like sitting down and actually like writing everything out. It's a lot, especially you're busy. You have 2 small children, dude. That's a lot, okay? Like, and not to mention like your regular day-to-day responsibilities and everything else, not just being a mother, just your responsibilities to yourself, your responsibilities as a wife, as a mother, as a business owner. You have so much going on. I get it. But whenever you get that thought of, I need to journal, that's when you set aside like 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, be like, okay, 10 minutes of me time. Y'all leave me the hell alone. I need to go do this, and just take 10 minutes and just start writing, and let whatever comes to you, just let it flow. Yeah, it doesn't have to be every day right away, just whenever you think about it. And gradually, I would start making a schedule for yourself, just like 10, 15 minutes here and there, like maybe 2 to 3 times a week or whatever. It doesn't have to be every single day, but start doing that. Because it's definitely time for you to start activating your gifts and being more open. Dang. Sorry. I'm like, it's a lot. Anyways, it's like super intense right now. Yeah. So, let me get it together. Like I said, it's time for you to start activating your gifts. You are a super bright light. It's time to start shining and to start being that light for people. That doesn't necessarily mean like start reading for people or anything like that. I don't think you're quite at that step, but definitely time for you to start receiving those messages for yourself and getting those downloads for yourself. Those transmissions from your guides, angels, ancestors, whatever you choose to believe in, and really working on your gifts, because you have them. They are there, but it's time for you to really activate them and really use them and really start communicating. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. Let me know. Sorry, it was kind of choppy. This is a lot right now. Which is different. Normally, whenever I'm reading for people, I do get that like tingly feeling when I'm, processing everything, that energy. And when I was in Angel Valley over the weekend, it was super intense. Like the whole weekend, it was like a whole body kind of thing. But I kind of got used to it because all of Angel Valley is a very intense energy kind of vortex. And there's more intense vortexes throughout the space. And there's light beings everywhere. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be this intense coming home and reading. And, it's been more intense through the morning as I've been doing cards and stuff. But I pulled this card for you and it was like, blah! So, and now I'm not going to make that sound again. But yeah, so that's your card, my dear. I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. Let me know. Sorry for the weirdness. Sorry, not sorry. That's kind of just, me. But it's a thing. It's fine. I know you understand. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Okay. Let's see. Whew. That was a lot. I'm going to drink some more water. Okay, and if anyone else is still on that would like a card, please let me know. You got about 5 more minutes till I hop off here. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, see, and now it's like calmed down. Apparently that was very important for you, Angelique. That was a lot. Whew. Okay. And still, every time I see your name on here, because it says Mercedes, it like throws me off a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah. Because I'm like, I know that's Angelique, but I keep wanting to say Mercedes. I'm like, no. Okay. I'll give you guys a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear this music or not, but I'm kind of loving it. It's like very chill, slow paced, but like happy and positive. I'm liking it a lot. Okay. All right. So if no one else would like a card, then I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. It was lovely to be back with you guys. I'm probably going to do donation-based readings this evening. I'm not sure what time yet. I'll let you know. Keep an eye out on our page, business page, my personal page, whichever one you have. I know some of you guys actually know me in real life. So you're on my personal page, but I will be back this evening. Like I said, I just don't know what time yet. So stop by. Thank you for allowing me to read for you this morning. Thank you for being here, for participating. I absolutely love drawing cards for you guys. I really enjoy it. It makes me happy. It truly is my sole purpose to be here and to read for people and to help others and all that good stuff. So until later this evening, it was lovely to see you guys. Thank you again. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.